And we're here with the Arorangi Bears taking on the Avatiu Nikao EELS. Big kickoff made and misjudged there from the Avatiu EELS catchers. Couldn't quite get to that ball in hand. And dropout, Leo Roa. Big dropout there. Tayo hands it on over. Nice strong run there from Maui. That's their first. Now big Logan Perenesi taking this in for his team. That's the Bears' second. Basil, show and go, takes it himself. Arorangi inching towards the try line. Decides to attack the blind side, much to the delight of the Arorangi Bears, and gets their first points on the board. So try there to the home team. First points on the board this afternoon. Just like that, Arorangi Bears first to put points on the board. Basil eyeing out the goal, hoping to extend by 2. Approaches. Kick looks good. Flags have been raised. The extra 2 points is good for Basil Matapo. That's 6 now for the Arorangi Bears. Great start from the Arorangi Bears. Re-kick now from the Eels. Leo with the kickoff. Loose ball. Almost losing its way to the outside there, but Stephen quick to get that ball back in hand. And big defense there from Devita Newsummer onto Stephen Willis, keeping him in goal, so there will be a goal line dropout from the Arorangi Bears. Basil Matapo ready to get things underway. Decides to send this to the back end of the field, and Tangi just getting there in the nick of time. Tangi now sizing up the Arorangi defense, decides to take it in himself. Akava to play the ball. Nabo gives it out to Josh Koroi. Josh Koroi knows one way forward. Takes 2 to bring him down. Koroi to play the ball. Nand at half. Out to Roa. Roa to Tevita. Tevita on the outside. Manages the offload. Johnny gets 1. Gets through 2. Pushes the pass back on the inside. Pass again. And into open space. Great defense there to shut him down just before the try line. Losing the ball. Bears claiming possession from their loose carry there. Great defense there from the Bears to stop any try-scoring opportunity from the Eels. Bears now running this out from in the red zone. Albert monstered in the defense. Mangele, pick and go, brought down by two hungry eel defenders. To'u hands this out. Eels defense keeping the Bears at bay, but Tayo spots a gap and it gathers an extra 10 meters for his team. Now, a big kick down the middle in between James and Nathan Nabo. Nabo claims the ball. Decides to throw it off to Renga Napa. Goes around the outside, almost gets between two. Renga to play the ball. Koroi hands it off to Tevita. Tevita made aggressively in the tackle. Nabo out to Shaki. Shark Henry brought down by two strong Bear defenders. Out to Leo. Leo in, then goes back out to Motu. Motu made aggressively in the tackle. Motu to play the ball. And referee has picked up in altercation there. Leo Roa trying to go for the quick tap. He thought he was on the mark, but he just tapped it behind the referee. Referee calls him back to the mark, so Leo decides to tap the ball. Katsuke, first run of the afternoon for Katsuke. 3 tacklers to bring Toru down. Nen erecting half. A big, solid defense there. But the referee has blown his whistle. It did look like a head collision there as Johnny is still on the ground. Yes, there was a bit of a head-high tackle there. Collision onto Johnny, who's not getting up from the Eels pack. Big defense there from Logan Perenesi from the Arorangi Bears. Much needed defense there. But the referee has indicated it was a HIA. So Johnny will be heading towards the sides and be heading towards the medic to be assisted and get his assessment whether he can return to the field or not. Shark Henry to play the ball. Josh Koroi. Sorry, the ref didn't give a penalty. He just told them to play the ball, so that was their second. Back to Katsuke. Katsuke. 4 defenders to bring him down. Manages to get the offload away. And sneaking in between the uprights. Yes, referee has awarded that try, so the Eels on the board with their first try from an offload from Toru Katsuki. And I'm not too sure on who claimed the try, whether it was Tangi or James Nen. Great stuff though there from Toru Katsuki. Big, strong run. Leo hoping to extend or equalize their lead, hoping to extend more points on the board for his team as the Bears sit in front with 6 points. Eels with their first try. Conversion yet to be made by Captain Leo Roa. Leo sizing it up. One last look. And easily puts another 2 on the board for his team. So now deadlock, 6-all. Less than 10 minutes played out in this match. Matapo to get things underway. Big kickoff there from Matapo. Tangi claims it, hands it on over to the big hard-working forward, Toru Katsuki. That's one. Nathan Nabo, and a loose play the ball there from Katsuki. Foot just got onto the ball. So possession handed on over to the Arorangi Bears. No scrum from that. It's straight play the ball. So the Bears. Big strong defense and driven back. And Nelson couldn't keep his hands tight on the ball. Fumbles it as he was trying to play it. Losing possession for his team. Much to the delight of the Eels, as they were deep inside their territory defending. And that loose play the ball there, hands the ball back on over to the Eels pack. So Eels running this out from in their danger zone. Tangi ready to feed the scrum. Leo in, out. Devita gets through one, brought down by another two. Devita crying for foul play there from the tacklers not letting him go. Tuolua having nothing of it, saying Arorangi's ball. Points to the mark, Andrew Purua to play the ball. Purua out to Billy, Billy to Matapo, Matapo cuts Nelson back in. 3 defenders to bring him down. Nelson to play the ball. Billy. Matapo. No, sorry, Tayo. Show and go, saw nobody on, takes it in himself. Smart play from the young man. Didn't push the pass. Matapo now decides to come blindside. Out to Purua. Purua will settle this for his team. 3 defenders to bring this strong forward down. Purua to play the ball. Billy decides to go down short side. To'u out to Mangele. Mangele met by 3 defenders there. Short of the try line. Inches away. Billy decides to throw this out to Matapo. Matapo juggling with the ball. Luru grubber on through. Nobody at the back. Nathan lets this ball go dead. Nathan gathers the ball, running towards the 20 meter to get things back underway. Nathan now. Nice strong carry there from Nabo. Braden Kamana. Pick and go, but driven back an extra few meters from that first impact. Kamana to play the ball. Nen out to Toru Katsuki, and incorrect playing the ball. Simple mistakes happening here from both sides, but the Eels seem to be handing possession over quite frequently now for the Bears. Bears back on the attack within the Eels territory. Nelson takes this down. Purua, mid hungry in the attack and manages to get the offload. Billy takes this down for his team. Billy to play the ball. Matapo out to Tayo. Tayo show and go again, decides to take it himself. Numbers were on the other side, but Heather saw an opportunity back on the inside, picks and goes and takes it himself. Heather to play the ball. Billy out to Tayo. Tayo with the little grubber, collects it again and manages to get himself over the try line. Great effort there from the young man to put more points on the board for his team. That's their second try this afternoon. Great thinking from the young playmaker Tayo. Putting the kick through and backed himself to get to that ricochet from off of his kick. Gathers it himself and still had a bit of work to do. Fullback to beat, took him over the try line and puts more points on the board for his team. So Arorangi Bears in front with 10 points. Conversion to come. Basil Matapo with the conversion attempt, hoping to put his team even further in front. And successful with his conversion there. That's 12 points now for the Arorangi Bears. Leo Roa with the restart. Arorangi Bears looking very strong early in this match. Leo with the big kickoff there. Gathered well. Big strong surge there from the kickoff. Matapo sends this out to Purua. Purua sees an opportunity back inside, decides to bring the ball back to the middle of the field. Purua to play the ball. Heather brought down for their third. Heather to play. To'u from dummy half out to Nelson. Nelson, strong carry from Nelson. That's their fourth now. Decides to kick early. And manages to put it out into the field of play. And yes, he wasn't a 40-20, but it was a 20-40. So the Bears will get possession back. So he was just outside of the 40, but he manages to get in between the 20. So lucky kick there from the Basil Matapo. Oh, sorry, no, yes. So Bears ball, Eels on the defense. Smart thinking from Matapo. Heather brought back on the inside, but met aggressively in the tackle. Napa and Henry. Quick play the ball there. Nelson almost running into his own player. Manages to readjust and takes it down. Referee had caught held, so Nelson gathers possession. That's their second. Man out wide, gets around his player. Nice shifting of the ball from the Bears, not scared to throw it out wide. Logan decides to pick and go himself, met by three strong defenders to keep him out. Heather comes in short. Backdoor out to Maui. Napa and Roa tackles him on the final. Basil looking for an opportunity. Runs behind his player though. Got caught there running behind Purua, so possession handed on over. Penalty for the Eels. Great smart play there. Just should have let the pass go when he actually crossed behind him. Great thinking from Basil. Just didn't realize he wasn't in the right position. So Eels with the restart there. Big strong run from Te Vita. New Summer to play the ball. That's their second now. Out to Leo. Leo, show and go. Gives it out to Toru. Toru decides to let it go. Koroi manages to pick it up but loses it again as he gathered the ball. Possession handed on over to the Bears now. Strong defense from the Arorangi Bears, confusing this Avatiu Eels attack. And referee just calling the forwards to reset their scrum, as they're just slightly off the mark. So Tayo to feed the scrum. Basil sends this out. Puruia. Strong carry from Puruia. Now Nelson. And Avatiu not back 10. Referee picking them up offside there, so easy penalty there for the Arorangi Bears. Basil Matapo looking towards the sideline. Gives his team an extra 20 meters from the initial penalty. Mangele taps and passes it off. Nelson out to Heather. Heather just driven back a couple of meters from the first impact. Heather to play. To'u out to Tayo. Tayo out to Maui. Maui takes it in. To'u missing the ball altogether, but manages to collect it out to Tayo. Tayo finds Basil on the back door. Nice strong pass out to Matutu. Matutu mid strong in the tackle. Blindside is on for Purua, and Basil, as Purua manages to get a step away and strong fend off, busting through the tackles and puts another on the board for his team. Big, strong carry there. Smart play from Basil Matapo, realizing the opportunity was on the blind side. Manages to give a little short pass off of to Andrew Puru. Lot of work to be done, but manages to bust his way through and cross on over for their third try this afternoon. There's 16 points on the board now for the Arorangi Bears. Conversion attempt to be made by Basil Matapo. Landed 2 from 2. His third attempt now. Approaches and easily slots another 2 in for his team. Basil Matapo. 3 from 3 so far. Great start from the Arorangi Bears, pushing themselves 18 points up. 20 minutes of play, just over 20 minutes of play has conspired out here at RAEMARU Park. We see the Arorangi Bears 18 points, Avatiu Eels on 6. Big kickoff there from Leo Roa. Well received from Tayo. Hands it on over to Maui. Maui. Strong in the hit up. Tayo at dummy half. Out to Heather. Heather takes them down for their second. That's their third now. Tau sends it out to Maui, to Matutu. Matutu to play their fourth. Tau out to Heather again. Heather getting involved once again in this set. That's their final. Matapo puts a big kick into the air. Runners coming on through. Fumble the ball there. Pressure was on for Nathan Nabo, and Logan, knowing exactly where he is, what to do, pick and go, and once again, the Arorangi Bears have scored another try, extending their lead 22 points up now. Great stuff from the men in red and black out here at RAEMARU Park. Smart thinking from the Arorangi chasers, all coming through, screaming and everything. And Jazz putting the Avatiu EELS fullback off of his game, hearing about 3-4 different fellas screaming at him coming on through. Usually that's not allowed, but what do I know? I'm just here observing. Basil Matapo with his fourth attempt. He's landed 3 from 3. And again, he has definitely brought his kicking boots this afternoon for his team, landing 4 from 4. There's 24 points now for the Arorangi Bears. And Leo with the restart. Back down to that corner, but Tayo cleaning up these kicks up very well. Decides not to offload this ball, decides to take it in himself. So Tayo with the first for the Bears. That's their second. Stephen decides to get involved this time round. Willis goes down for their third. And that's Arangi's fourth now. Losing possession on that play of the ball there. So Eels haven't seen them with possession of the ball much. And now referee has called a scrum down for that loose carry there. Haven't seen much scrums in this match this afternoon so far. Tuolua doing an exceptional job keeping up with the play. And a loose, lovely offload there for Nathan. Smart play there from the Eels off of the scrum there. And just like that, using their speedsters, getting around everybody, Nathan Nabo puts one on the board for his team. And that brings the score Avatiu EELS 10 now. With the conversion attempt to be made by Leo Roa. Less than 10 minutes remaining in this first half. Very intense match out here at RAEMARU Park. Arorangi Bears comfortably in front with 24 points. Avatiu EELS just scored a try, sitting on 10 with the conversion attempt from Leo Roa. And it just hooks back in. Great kick there from Leo Roa to put his team back on the board, edging closer now. That's 24 points to Avatiu EELS, managing to put 12 after that successful conversion from Leo Roa. Basil Matapo to get things underway once again. Matapo. Almost confusing Te Renga Napa there off of that kick. Napa takes it in himself. Met aggressively in the tackle there from To'u. Te Vita gets through two, brought down by the third. Shark now attacking the blind side, decides to take this back inside, getting past one, almost breaking the line. Mangele brings him down. Nen out to Kamana, Kamana to Roa, Roa out to Katsuki. Katsuki knows one way forward. 3 tacklers to bring him down. Katsuki to play. Still going down that short side. Roa out to Josh. Koroi brought down in the tackle. That's their 4th. Sorry, that was their 5th as Leo rushed with the little kick there. Almost got away with it. Loose carry there. Sees them hand that ball on over. Possession to the Arorangi Bears. Running out from their red zone. So scrum now for Arorangi Bears. Matapo out to Purua. Purua lets it go out to Willis. Bears showing they're not afraid to pass the ball within their red zone. Albert brought down heavy in the tackle from Johnny. That's their 3rd now. Mangele gets some momentum going for his team. Jeff to play the ball. Out to Heather. Heather. Nice strong carry there from Heather. Final is the call from the referee. To'u looks for Matapo. Matapo just losing his footing a little. But the kick and bounce is lovely for Logan Perenesi. Logan gets the pass away. Still final. Toto loses it in on the tackle. So Tangi cleans up the loose ball. Gets around a few tacklers. And brushes To'u off. To'u being involved with a lot of tackling this afternoon. And once again, To'u getting himself involved. And Johnny just going down a bit hard there. Looked like he sustained an injury to his knee as he went landing down. So yeah, it does look like he has sustained an injury to his knee, landing awkwardly from that tackle. So I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing John Pinu leave the field of play. With at least 5 minutes remaining in this match. Our first stretcher casualty for this afternoon. Unfortunately, John Pinu came off second best. Yes, and we can see him holding his left knee. So it definitely is his knee. We won't be seeing him for the remainder of the match. And round of applause for this young man being carried off of the field of play. Less than 5 minutes remaining on the clock. Eels with their second play now, and can see that their coach, no other option but to take the field, Clive Nicholas at dummy half. Shark Henry met aggressively on the tackle there. Arorangi Bears making a statement. Nathan Nabo, though, cleans up the offload, gets his team an extra few meters. Josh Koroi out to Chone. Chone met aggressively in the tackle there. Bears defense looking very strong now. Roa calls for the ball. Big kick down to the other side of the field, but Stephen Willis cleans this up. Willis now decides to take it in himself. Willis to play. Albert from dummy half takes it himself. Albert goes down for their second. And again, pick and go from dummy half. Great stuff from the young star. That's their third now. Matapo calling for the ball. Sends it out to Mangele. Mangele, big strong carry. That's their fourth now. Jeff plays the ball. Tou out to Matapo. Matapo looks for Tonoriu. Daniel Tonoriu. Big strong carry. Tonoriu to play the ball. Tou out to Heather. Heather skips it all the way out to Matutu. Matutu with the offload back on the inside, but picked up by Tangi. Tangi to play the ball. And yes, taking a bit too long there, holding him down, picks up a penalty for his team. Tayo, very smart though to give their penalty and slow the Eels' momentum, getting his team back defensively. So clever play there from the young playmaker. Leo Roa looks for the side to get his team an extra few meters. Gets his team an extra 20 meters from where the penalty started. Leo Roa gets things underway. Josh Koroi made aggressively in the tackle. Koroi to play. Out to Nicholas. Nicholas offloads it to Henry. Steps a couple, met by 3 tacklers in the middle. Shark Henry to play the ball. Nicholas at half. Out to Katsuki. Katsuki lets the ball go out to Leo. Leo to Tevita. Tevita showing goals himself. Just getting caught meters away from the try line. Nathan back on the inside. Roa has a go himself, inches away from the try line. Nabo sends this ball out and a lovely short play there. Nobody saw Katsuki coming on through the middle and puts them on the board, closing the gap from the Arorangi Bears lead there. So that's 16 points on the board so far, all through the form of this lovely running play from Toru Katsuki. Smart play though from Nathan Nabo. Thought he was going to hit the back door, decided to go on the short play and worked to Katsuki's favor, crossing over the try line for their 3rd try this afternoon. 16 points on the board. Conversion attempt to be made by Leo Roa. So far, 2 from 2. Very intense match out here at RAEMARU Park between both teams, the Arorangi Bears and the Avatiu Nikao EELS. Strong determination and start here from the home team, Arorangi Bears, as we see them in front with 24 points to 16 with the conversion yet to be made. And what a trick shot there. Thought that was going out again like the last one, but hooks it back in on the last minute. Converts their 3rd try. That's 18 points now. 3 from 3 for Leo Roa. Eels have closed the gap as we approach minutes away for the halftime hooter. Arorangi Bears 24 points. Avatiu Eels 18. Converted try away. Matapo to get things back underway. Big high kick there and short. Tarenga Napa gets under it but loses possession of the ball. Logan Perenisi wasting no time at all claiming their ball, but the referee didn't see any advantage there from Logan, so gives the Bears the scrum feed right as the hooter was sounded. So referee Tuolua has called for both teams to head towards the sheds to get much needed prep talk from their respective coaches. So what a very intense first half here, ladies and gentlemen. Arorangi Bears in front with 24 points. Avatiu Eels just trailing behind on 18. We'll be right back after these quick messages.
Kia ora ana.
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 Kia orana.
Kia ora ana.
Kia orana.
Kia ora ana.
Do you got anything for us to eat, Uncle?
Oh, coconuts again, Uncle?
The kids don't know how easy you got it. Back in my day, way before tourism came to the Cook Islands,
So back in like 2000 or something.
something like that, we had to get up early every day to work in the fields, and we had to pick fruit and go fishing, practice our yoga poses, work out quadratic equations, and dodge lightning strikes, all before the sun came up. And it came up much earlier back in those days. Yep, and we did it all with one hand tied behind our backs.
So how did tourism change that, Uncle?
Well, it brought us many great opportunities, allowing us to showcase our culture, dancing, crafts, and it brought money into the economy.
But I don't understand. Why do you have that big pile of coconut?
Well, lad, after you finish husking them all, I'm gonna sell them to that tourist over there, and then we're gonna go buy us some roast chicken.
Kia ora and welcome back to the second half of a very intense match here between the Arorangi Bears and the Avatiu Eels. And kickoff has been made, a big kick there from the Avatiu Eels. Arorangi Bears in front with 24 points, Avatiu Eels trailing on 18. Very strong start here from the Arorangi Bears as they have possession of the ball, running out from their danger zone. Big tackle onto the young man, Matutu. Matutu to play the ball. Perenisi takes it down for the final for his team. Matapo, big kick down into the corner. James Nan gets under. Fires it back on the inside to Tevita. Tevita looking for an opportunity, but met aggressively in the tackle there. And referee not happy with the last impact that came on through. So penalty being given away for the Avatiu Eels. And Leo, not waiting for his team to get back, kicks the ball while one of his players was in front of him. Simple mistake in rugby league. And Leo just looking a little confused to the referee there, not realizing his player was still at least 5 meters in front of him before he kicked that ball. So Bears seeking this as a special opportunity for Basil to have an attempt at goal and secure an extra 2 points in front. So a simple mistake there from the Avatiu Eels in not waiting for their players to get behind where the penalty mark was. Leo just rushing a little bit there, but much to the delight of the Arorangi Bears as Basil has an opportunity to put an extra 2 points on the board for his team. Matapo now. And easily slots it in to extend his team. 26 points now. Avatiu EELS on 18. And another great start there from the Arorangi Bears, extending their lead very early once again. And a high kickoff there. Mangele manages to get under it. Shark. Hungry on the tackle. Mangele to play. Heather brings it behind the ruck. Manages to brush one off. Brought down by two other defenders. Billy out to Puruia. Tangipiri at half. Puruia to play. Back on the inside. Matapo gets Heather on the cut. That's their fourth now. Tayo decides to kick. And Jazz manages to stop that ball. Great kick from Tayo. Tayo almost getting the 40-20. Devita had to quickly get to dummy half. That's their second. Great defense there from the Bears. That's their third now. And incorrect playing the ball once again. Hands possession on over back onto the Bears. Very costly field possession to be in for the Bears. Looking very strong in defense. Eliminating any advancing play from the Avatiu EELS. So play the ball. Tangipiri at dummy half. Willis takes it in for their first. Tangipiri couldn't quite pick that up cleanly. Loses the ball. Hands it on over to the EELS. Johnny takes this down for 0. Referee has seen another fumble, calling for no advantage play there, so double knock on. Possession still in the EELS' hands. Arorangi Bears very strong on defense this afternoon. Tangi to play. Shark decides to take this himself. Braden goes in for their second. And a loose pass there. Sees Heather pounce onto this with no wasting time at all. Heather to play the ball. That should be their 0. That should be the Bears' first. Tayo to play. Tangipiri hands it out to Basil. Basil looking for runners and Puruia losing possession in the impact there. That should be their 0 tackle now for the EELS. Some very big hits happening in this game. Nabo has a go himself. Breaks through 2. Brought down by 1. Nelson brings him down hard. And the simplest of mistakes, not keeping hands tightly or firmly onto the ball there. Eels complaining to the referee for this and that, but Tuolua's not hearing it, sees it his way. The call is still held. Loose play the ball there, and the Bears, another strong field position to be in, just outside of the 20-meter mark. Matapo, out to Tayo. Tayo to Steven. Steven brings him back on the inside, but they managed to pick up a penalty. Just unsure on what the penalty was for. So Bears looking at the uprights. Basil knows exactly where he is. Points on offer, wasting no time at all. Keeping their lead even further from the Avatiu Eels catching up. No, decides to find the line. They want to muscle their way over for more points. Mangele to restart. Puruia takes it in for the first. Puruia to play. Numbers out wide, goes short to Mangele. Mangele loses possession as he went to ground it. So Eels pouncing on it, wasting no time at all, runs this out from the goal line. But the referee has called for stoppage. Calling for both teams to walk away. Needs to talk to the captains on this one, as unsure on what the claim is. But an infringement, holding him down with the elbow, is the call from the referee. So a penalty has been picked up off of that loose play there. So an extra few meters there off of that kick. Has put them just over halfway now from that big run. Devita Newsummer. 4 defenders to bring him down. Newsummer to play. Shark. Out to Leo. Leo to Josh Motu. Josh Motu takes it down. That's their second. Nicholas. Out to Napa. Napa takes it himself. Napa brought down for the third. Nicholas. Out to Katsuki. Katsuki couldn't get the offload away. Maui held on tight. Brought him down. Katsuki to play. Out to Leo. Leo with a little kick in behind. Goes for himself and claims it. Manages to get on through and puts another on the board. Sharp play there from Leo Roa, knowing exactly where he was. Backed himself off of that little chip behind. The bounce didn't go in the way of the defending Bears player coming on through and bounced back into the hands of the kicker, Leo Roa. Managing to put them on 22 points after that successful try there to Leo Roa, who will attempt to convert his own try. Important kick here for Leo to put them close to only 2. And unsuccessful on that kick there. Score remains Avatiu Eels 22, Arorangi Bears 26. Bears on the ball to get things underway. Smart thinking there from Leo not to play at the ball, used his leg and his knees to stop that ball. That's their first from Napa. Going down for their second. Katsuki, big strong run. Turns and gets through a couple of tacklers there. That's their fourth now. Decides to go down the blind side and forces the pass. Koroi couldn't maintain possession of that ball. Gives it on over to the Arorangi Bears. So we'll see another scrum down. Just inside the Eels' territory. Tayo to feed the scrum. Out to Puruia. Puruia goes down for their first. Nelson takes it in down for their second. To'u back inside to Matapo. Matapo cuts Heather back onto the inside. Heather just losing a few meters off of that carry there. Puruia now. Big tackle on Puruia. That's their fourth. To'u decides to go down blindside, and Albert, lovely, strong run down the short side. Too strong, too fast, crossing on over for yet another try for the Arorangi Bears. And yes, it has been awarded. So that's 30 points on the board now for the Arorangi Bears. Great passage play there from To'u to hit the short side. And Albert, very strong, very fast coming on through on the wing there. Another strong start to the second half here from the Arorangi Bears. Maintaining their lead. Putting them back in front with 30 points. Conversion. Attempt to be made by Basil Matapo. Matapo with the kick. Unsuccessful on that attempt there, but still big, strong lead from the Arorangi Bears on 30 points. Avatiu Eels on 22. Restart to be made by Leo. And this time goes for a low kick, almost bouncing on over Albert there. And a rush tackle. Sees him lose possession of the ball, so Eels will get to play the ball. Not a scrum down, will get to play the ball. And deep within the Bears territory. So Eels presented with a favourable field position at the moment. Napa. Tomokino to play the ball. Kamana. Brought down. That's their second. Nicholas sends it out to Leo. Leo, show and go. Finds Devita on the back door. Couldn't maintain possession of the ball. Fumbles it and hands that ball on over back to the Arorangi Bears. So now Bears get the scrum down just on their 20-meter mark. Matapo to feed the scrum. Matutu decides to take it himself. Comes back down the blind side. Logan almost gets through. The other two bring him down. To'u back on the inside. That's their third now. And loses possession as he was going to play the ball. Did everything right. Just needed to play the ball for his team. Couldn't quite keep his hands on there and just rushing it. Forcing an incorrect play the ball. So Avatiu Eels just crossing on over into the Bears territory with the scrum feed. Tangi. And Devita brought down after that big strong run there. Josh Koroi on the inside. Nicholas now barking orders to his team. Koroi to play. Referee tells him to take a few steps back to where he was first tackled. Motu now. Nicholas using both sides of the ruck. Kamana to play the ball, and recount has been called from the referee and picks up a penalty from lazy defense there from the markers. So Nicholas slowing the ball down, trying to get his team back into composure. Taps it, Shark. Loses possession from the impact there. Great defense there from the Arorangi Bears. Shaking up the Avatiu Eels forwards. Bears running the ball deep within their territory. Logan manages to get the ball out to Jeff. Jeff takes it down. That's their first. Good yardage there from the Bears off of their scrum. Logan back on the inside to Toto. Big strong run from Toto. Almost got away. 2 more tacklers bring him down. Toto to play. To'u out to Matapo. Matapo to Nelson. Nelson's brought down. That's their third. Nice short ball. Right on the halfway mark. That's their fourth. Sorry, their final. Referees just called that out. And a little grubber kick there. But Terenga wasn't able to clean it up. Loses possession and hands that ball back on over to the Arorangi Bears. Arorangi Bears making the Avatiu Eels work very hard this afternoon defensively. Deep within Eels territory. Well positioned scrum to be in. Decides to attack the short side. Logan gets away from one. 3 more bring him down. Berenesi to play the ball. That's their first. Smart thinking there from the Arorangi Bears. Big strong carries here. Almost getting on through. Just a few meters away from the try line now. To'u sends this out wide. Matapo decides to let it go. Lovely pass out to Willis. Willis to... And a lovely shift of the ball from Willis to Matutu. Matutu wasting no time, letting the speedster Albert score once again in the corner. That's 2 tries for the youngster on the wing. That was a great set play there from the Arorangi Bears. Setting themselves on the short side, then letting their ball carry on all the way out to their winger. Being a very strong player this afternoon, the youngster Albert. 2 tries to his name. 34 points on the board for the Arorangi Bears. Basil Matapo with the conversion still to come. A win to the Arorangi Bears really shakes up the points table for the Cook Islands Rugby League domestic competition. So far, after yesterday's victory, the Toowoomba Pandas have edged their way back on top with 12 points. Avatiu Nikao EELS sit on second with 10. The Arorangi Bears, after their win last week, have managed to put themselves closer. And a beautiful conversion there from Basil Matapo has put them in front with 36 points. And as I was saying, because of the strong performance now from the Arorangi Bears, it really has shaken up the points table. As I was mentioning, Toowoomba, with a win yesterday against the Bulldogs, have secured their first placing with 12 points. A loss this afternoon will see the Avatiu Eels stay on 10, but it will push the Arorangi Bears onto 10 points as well, which could be a second place contingent for themselves. Short kickoff there. And it goes in the favor of the Avatiu Eels. Lost control there from Jeff Wangele on the short ball. I thought he didn't play it and To'u had regained possession, but no, he did lose possession there from the short kick. Smart play there from Eels to go on the short play. Needed to get regather possession of the ball, and they do. So the Eels have the scrum feed. Nathan from the back of the scrum takes it himself. Made aggressive in the tackle though. Then from dummy half takes it and lets it go. Johnny now Big strong run. And not 10. So Shark trying to look for the mark, but the referee's not giving it. Now he gives it. Leo taps, gives it off to Koroi. Koroi wasting no time at all. Nice strong carry there from Koroi. Koroi told to go back and play the ball. Out to Leo. Leo sends it out to Shark. Shark decides to carry it himself with the offload, and Nathan manages to score the ball and put points on the board for his team. That was a quick set play there from Leo out to Shark. Shark manages to offload just in the nick of time to Nathan, and Nathan, strong supporting play there, sees him cross on over for much needed points to the Avatiu Eels. That's 26 points now. Conversion attempt to be made by Leo. Unsuccessful on the conversion there, so the score, Avatiu Eels 26, Arorangi Bears 10 points in front with 36. Bears on Matapo with the restart. Big kick down the middle, and Tevita claims this for his team. Big strong run from Tevita, brought down by 3 strong tacklers. Katsuki, big strong run. Made aggressively in the tackle there. Logan getting involved. And that's 0 counts again. Koroi losing possession of the ball. Bears wasting no time at all through the form of Perenesi. Logan gathers possession on the attack now. And mistakenly running behind his player, knew what he had done, lifted his hands, so the penalty has been handed on over to the Eels. Unfortunate there from Matutu running behind his player. Hence the reason why he had raised his hands, knowing the mistake he had done. So Eels back on the attack now. Shark takes it in for his team. Big tackle onto Henry. Leo, show and go, goes down the short side, made aggressively again in the tackle. And the touch officials getting themselves involved, a bit careless tackles coming in through. We're seeing the nigglies happening here. And finally, the referee is going to be addressing this. Tackles are being made, but then it's the extras that's coming on through unnecessarily. Has been happening quite frequently in this match, and finally the referee has attended to it and gave him his marching orders. So To'u been sent off the field of play, and Leo, wasting no time at all, looks for the sideline, edging his team even closer towards the try line. Tevita wasting no time at all. Big strong run from New Summer. But Bears, we're not back 10. So another penalty has been awarded to the Avatiu Eels. Tevita goes for the tap. Sends it deep back to his team. Katsuki sets the platform for the Eels. Koroi now. Strong carry there from Koroi. Numbers to the right if the Eels can get the ball there. Decides to go back on the inside. Numbers out wide, but Leo almost caught in between. Gives it out to James. James sends it out to their center. Rushed the fence there from the Arorangi Bears, but the referee scored the whistle. Has picked up an altercation. Heads towards his sideline official to get some assistance. And second player he's having to talk to. No, sorry, he didn't. He just wanted to let them know who the offending player was. And just stoppage time at the moment to attend to an injured player on the field. And not too sure who the young man is that's left the field. Devita, lovely running from Niusama, manages to get around all the Arorangi defenders. No try is the call. So he must have got his hand on the sideline there. As the Bears regather possession. Very intense match here this afternoon as we approach the last 10 minutes of this afternoon's Premier Men's game. Big strong carry there from Mangele. Nelson. Now Totoa. Tovio getting involved. Tovio to play. Matopo. Losing possession of the ball, but the referee has deemed that a high tackle. The young man just getting underneath of the bigger man. And easily finds the sideline. So the Bears now ready to get things underway. Logan decides to take it himself. Berenesi strong in the carry. Logan gets up to play the ball. That's their first. Tayo out to Nicholas, misses that ball altogether. And referee deems that as a knock-on. Possession being handed on over back to the Avatiu Eels now. Tangi to feed the scrum. Clive comes down the short side, Tangi, and picks up a penalty from off of the scrum there. Clive wasting no time at all, taps, Koroi, takes it in for his team. Gathers some extra yards for his team there. Nicholas at half. Roa calls for it. Barking order, sends it out to Devita. Devita met in the tackle, but manages to get the offload away. Nathan Nabo sends it out to the winger, but finds the sideline. And Arorangi regathers possession, running this out from the red zone. The score, still Arorangi Bears in front with 36 points. Avatiu Eels on 26. Less than 10 minutes remaining on the clock. Tonoreo. Haven't seen Tonoreo much in this afternoon's match. Great run there from Heather. Heather been working very hard this afternoon for the Bears. Katsuke drags him and handles him like a rag doll. Logan out to Pruya. Pruya almost getting through. Brought down heavy in the tackle. Pruya to play. Taio out to Matapo. Matapo with the rush kick there. Terenga takes the ball. Manages to get past one. Brought down by another. Willis. Clever play there from Stephen Willis. Koroi goes down for their second. Nicholas back down the short side with Tangi. Tangi steps. Almost gets away from another, but Puruya brings him down strong. Out to Kamana. Kamana knows one way forward. Throws the dummy. Met aggressive in the tackle from Perenesi. Kamana to play the ball. Holding his knee. Met heavy in the tackle there from Perenesi. Braden Kamana. Not getting up at all. Has seriously done some damage to his right knee. Our second casualty for this afternoon, Braden Kamana. First was John Pinu with the left knee. Now Braden Kamana with the right knee. And second man to be carried out off of the stretcher, as we can see his father, Stephen Kamana, aka Captain Moko, right there by his side, showing his concern for his son. Unfortunate for Braden to sustain this. He has been in top form for the Avatiu Eels this afternoon, taking a lot of pressure off of his forward pack. And sad to see him leaving the field of play in this form. So Braden Kamana exiting the field at the moment. And just in the back, we can just see Arorangi running back onto the field of play. So well done to the Arorangi Bears, holding out the Avatiu Eels for the last 10 minutes with 12 men. So this should be the Eels' second play. And game is on. Back down this short side. Nicholas trying to combo with Tangi. Sends it back on this side. Sorry, that was fourth. Now it's final. Big kick down to the left corner. Avatiu trying to claim the try there, diving onto it. But referee saying no, knock on. There was an earlier fumble. So no, that was played back from the Arorangi Bears, and Avatiu knocking their ball on as you're scoring it. Possession towards the Arorangi Bears, just on their 10-meter mark, coming out from their territory. To'u to play the ball. Toto takes it in for their first. Tovio to play the ball. Tonariu gets himself involved once again in this game. Heather, show and go, takes it himself. Gets away from two tacklers. Couldn't beat the third. Driven back a few more meters from that tackle there. Great run though from Heather. Rob to play the ball. To'u to Matapo. Matapo decides to kick it down. Charge down is the call. And that will be their 0. So Puruya, good stuff to gather possession of the ball. Very strong in the run. And Tangi couldn't help himself, didn't realize what was going on. Just rips the ball and a 2-man tackle. So easy penalty there for the Arorangi Bears. Matapo looks towards the side to get his team an extra 5-10 meters. Carry on, didn't make it out. Great stuff from Te Ringa Napa to keep their ball into the field of play. Great tackle there from Stephen Willis. Devita to play. Nathan Nabo now. Made aggressively in the tackle. Nicholas back on the inside to Katsuki. Katsuki takes 3 to bring him down. Manages to get the ball away. Tangi has a go himself. Manages to push him off. Tangi met with 3 big tackles there. Logan comes in with a big drive. And that is game, ladies and gentlemen. Arorangi Bears done enough to walk away victorious and have shaken up the points table like I had mentioned earlier. Walking away with 36 points this afternoon, going against the Avatiu Nikao EELS, putting on 26 points. A very intense match here at RAEMARU Park. Congratulations to the Arorangi Bears, who have definitely shaken up the points table in the Cook Islands Rugby League 13's domestic competition. Hope you all have enjoyed this afternoon's match out here at RAEMARU Park. From our team, ka kite, ke manuia.
Do you got anything for us to eat, Uncle?
Oh, coconuts again, Uncle?
The kids don't know how easy you got it. Back in my day, way before tourism came to the Cook Islands.
So back in like 2000 or something?
Something like that. We had to get up early every day to work in the fields, and we had to pick fruit and go fishing. Practice our yoga poses, work out quadratic equations, and dodge lightning strikes. all before the sun came up. And it came up much earlier back in those days. Yep, and we did it all with one hand tied behind our backs.
So how did tourism change that, Uncle?
Well, it brought us many great opportunities, allowing us to showcase our culture, dancing, crafts, and it brought money into the economy.
But I don't understand. Why do you have that big pile of coconut?
Well, lad, after you finish husking them all, I'm gonna sell them to that tourist over there, and then we're gonna go buy us some roast chicken.